reminder, Sports Interaction offers 40 plus unique odds for Canada. Yeah, 40. It's like a grocery store, Craig. And you know what? Let's dig into one of them right now. Here's a unique one. You don't really see this too often when you talk about sports books, but will any Canadian player cry during the national anthem? And of course, for all our listeners out there, the national anthems are played before, and we're only talking about game number one. So you know those cameras are going to be tight. And there were tears when they qualified. We all know that. A lot of people were doing it. There wasn't a dry eye at BMO. But will anybody be tearing up during this national anthem, in your opinion?
David, are you kidding me? Absolutely. There's going to be at least one that's just a hands down bet. Yeah. There's not a question about it. I think it's an easy win for me. I just don't see that there's not at least 1, 2, or 3 players crying when that national anthem is played at the World Cup. It's just going to be too much to handle for them, I think.
Yeah, it really could be. And as we've talked about off air, there's probably 25, 26 players plus the coaching staff. So there's a lot of options when it comes to the tiers. So I know the cameras are going to be tight, so we shall see. Let's move on. Very popular bet at Sports Interaction right now. Will any Canadian game at the group stage finish scoreless? So no goals by either team. What's your say on that?
I would say, again, an absolutely no chance. I think that because the way Canada is going to play, they're going to try to play on the front foot as much as they can. They're going to put teams under pressure, but that's going to be an open game. It's going to create chances for other teams like Belgium and Croatia cut Canada open, but it's also going to put Canada in positions where they're going to have chances to score. So the only possible game would be Morocco for me. But overall, I think just the pressure Canada is going to be putting under and just the way they go about the game itself, I don't think it's going to allow for a game to be 0-0.
Well, okay. Well, that leads us into the next question. So the over-under for goals scored at the group stage for Canada is listed at 2.5. So is it going to be under or over that mark? Because under is 2 or less, over is 3 or more for Canada only. How many goals are they scoring, Craig Forrest?
Yeah, well, it's a tough call, but I do think it's going to be over, just like I've said, but the way they're going to play. So they're going to put a lot of pressure on. They're really, for this national team for Canada, their talent, their tier 1 talent is from the midfield up, not the back line. So they're going to be putting teams under pressure and try to use that to the positive, to the best of their abilities. So that's going to put teams in positions to score goals. It's up to them to put it in the back of the net, but I think they have the ability to do so.
Yeah, let's hopefully they do a lot of that during this upcoming World Cup. So total points, we all know at the group stage, 3 points for a win, 1 for a tie. You get nothing for a loss. The number at Sports Interaction for points for those 3 games is 2.5 points. So what say you?
Yeah, that is a tough one. You know, this World Cup, I have to say, is a bit of a crapshoot. It's there's tons of injuries going into it. There's fatigue, there's age, there's youth, there's just so many unknowns. And from that standpoint, I'm going to say Canada's going to be over 3 points. But if I was going to say one of these that you've asked me is going to be the closest one, I think that's the one that's tough to say whether they would get 3 points or no more. But my heart tells me that I would say yes.
Yeah, I'm on board with you 100%. So now this next one is a pretty cool prop. Sports Interaction released it the minute that Canada qualified for the World Cup, and we're all holding our breath, crossing our fingers on this. Who will make Canadian history and score the first ever goal at the World Cup for Team Canada? Of course, when you think of the ramifications, this person is going to be on a postage stamp when our kids are around, Craig. It's going to be one of those moments where it's a heritage moment. So who will be the first person to score this? I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
I'm going with Steven Eustáquio. He's been unbelievable at his club team Porto. He's playing at the best as he possibly has for his entire career. So I'm going to go with him with scoring the first goal, because I think most of the favorites are going to say Jonathan David, which is a pretty good pick as well. But just I got a feeling that Eustáquio is going to be the man that does it.
We'll be watching for that, crossing our fingers.
He's got a great little mustache too.
Exactly. Okay, final question for you, Craig Forrest. So group stage, Belgium, Croatia, and Morocco. What are you breaking down as far as wins, losses, or ties? Here's what I have first. I have Canada losing to Belgium in a close game. I have Canada tying Croatia in a very close game where possibly they could have won, but they steal the 1 point and they get out of it. And I have them shutting out Morocco for a total of 4 points altogether. And then we'll see kind of what happens as far as that second placement. I just don't see them beating Belgium. I don't see anybody beating Belgium in the group stage. But what do you say with those 3 games?
Yeah, Belgium's obviously a powerhouse. There are some aging individuals. Fatigue could come into play. This is why I think it's a bit of an unknown. But I think your estimates there on the games and what you say is very, very accurate. I think that that's a very big possibility that it would be a narrow loss to Belgium. Croatia's going to be tight, and I believe they're going to beat Morocco. But like I said, there's a lot of unknowns in this, and I'm going to say again with my heart that they're going to get out of the group, but this is a difficult group, and on paper, Canada is clearly the 4th best on paper. But as a team, that's a different story altogether. I think that they are 2nd best in that as a team, as a unit, but we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. We're looking forward to your analysis during this World Cup. Of course, join us at Sports Interaction. Over 40 unique props for Team Canada at the World Cup, and we keep on adding every single day. For Craig Forrest, I'm David Bastl. We'll see you next time.